I just wanted to wait for 1 minute so that it connects. Yeah, that's wonderful. Don't know why it is not showing here. So the most beautiful part today is that, as I have mentioned, today's music happened by chance. Is this song of your soul, and Monday being the full moon, these transmissions are designed to be listened on the full moon. What a great synchronicity. And then I have been guided that to play the music, to let the music play for 5 more minutes. So in that 5 more minutes, what has happened is that the lady mentioned that when she walked through the walls, she has seen herself as a whale. And the moment she invited the animal kingdom, I have resonated to play this dolphins, to tell about the message about the dolphins. And thank you, Sharda Garu. Like the previous time when we spoke, it's just 1 hour before we were on call, my dear friends. And she said somehow that she has been resonated to Animal Kingdom. Probably Sharda Garu, would you like to unmute and just mention just those few words? And we will be starting into our session today.
Sorry. Hi everyone. Hi Nilma. Can you repeat what you did say? Repeat the message of Animal Kingdom. Is it right?
Yes.
Oh, hi friends. So just before the session, we were doing some universal work. We can say the great work is going on at present. So we are preparing flyers. We are preparing flyer and the information which we have to note down. So when I was meditating. When I was meditating to prepare all these flyers with Master Madhumita, and so we both. So I have received a message that Animal Kingdom is going to play a great role in this work, and we are going to connect with Animal Kingdom, and then suddenly we thought. Madhumita thought, Master Madhumita thought to connect Master Nilima as well in this work to frame the words. So then when we got connected, so it was a great surprise that no, she is having a dog in her home. So Nilima is having a dog in her home. It's a great surprise. That's our neighbor's dog. So it visited for few hours. So we thought like, wow, today Animal Kingdom is going to work for this greater work. So I'm so resonating how now she said about Animal Kingdom, about dolphins. I was like, what a great synchronicity. So thank you, Nilma. Is it what you expected me to tell? I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's all full of synchronicities, Sharda Garu, because the reason again is that being the full moon on Monday, we have the great energies today. And the song which I have played today is the transmission to be listened during the full moon time. And just like few minutes before I thought to stop the music, I have been guided intuitionally to listen. And the next moment, the lady started to mention that she met 4 ladies. Among 4 ladies, the third lady, along with her, she went through the walls, and then they immersed in water, and she found herself as a whale. And that's how she started to, change. And she started to call the animal kingdom there. And that's how the message came to me. Now is the time to play the dolphins thing from Dr. Norma.
Okay.
So everything is interconnected. That's what I'm mentioning here.
Yeah. Wow. So well
Thank you.
designed. Thank you. Thank you all.
It's perfectly well designed. So we are just the mediums here who were just transmitting the messages. That's it. Everything is being taken care of. Oh, thanks a lot. So without any delay, I will be continuing to today's topic. Um, so far we have been discussing about the language. So yesterday we have discussed that how the Arcturians will communicate telepathically and how they have been transmitting the messages among them. And the last but not the least, the sentence that we have concluded in yesterday's session is that visualization patterns are the key, and that we should be aware also of the competition that is happening, because competition consumes much of the energy and tires us. And it is the competition that is aging us and that is making us hold on to the fears. See how much of the thing, my dear friends. I think with this, we have wrapped up yesterday. However, I just wanted to mention only one thing, that throughout ages, if we have seen, the age of the lifespan is for more than a couple of hundreds of years. And how it has been drastically decreased is this competition that we have to understand, that the fears and what is aging us, what is tiring us, where the energy that we have been consuming. So we have to be completely aware. Now, the next question is that they were now explaining the question Dr. Norma has kept is to explain about the new system of learning and advancement. And they said the first instruction that they have mentioned is forming visualization patterns. So this means that a being on Arcturus has the capacity to synchronize its consciousness to those frequencies that sustain the encoding of symbols. And another word for symbols on Earth also might be picture forms. They can be linear, two-dimensional, or of a holographic nature. And just once again, my dear friends, so this mentioned that the another word for symbols on Earth might be picture forms. So animals transmit their messages through picture forms. That is where we get connected to the emotion. And that is how we, like, along with, like, we get connected to the animals and we start to trust that source. Is the live coming? Yes. Yeah. I'm just wondering. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Now, however, whatever the image, it is encoded with an emotional nature. And that emotional nature, try to understand the beautiful words here, my dear friends. That emotional nature is evoked from past lives and recollections of the happy and fearful experiences a soul has collected. So they said it's visualization patterns first, and on the word for symbols on Earth is picture forms. And whatever the image that we see it is encoded into emotional nature. And where is that emotional nature coming from? From past lives, from recollection of the happy, fearful experiences that a soul has collected. So trust. See how much we are collecting from each and every life. The more we meditate, the more, we start to let go. That's where our learnings are. And and another thing on Arcturus, for us, we have the brain structure, right? The neural network and so on. At the same time, they don't call the brain structures, rather they would call neurons, because they are the ones that control the frequency patterns of our essence. Here, what happens on Earth is that the more and more we open our heart, our electromagnetic energy expands. And that we start to work like from the heart, the brain should work, like especially when we are connected with the heart. However, they call that as neurons, and that control the frequency patterns of their essence. And since that they have access to the universal codes, symbols, vibrations, and frequencies, they can draw from all the collective records with support of their present mission. So they can move symbols to any dimensional frequency they wish, for it is the nature of their command of the symbols to do so. So any sort of, in this state of retrieving frequencies, they can form them into any picture or visualization that they think of. And by doing this way, they are then able to move their messages from one transmission to another. So that is how we are also receiving the messages from them. So one of the reasons of that is also that they are highly telepathic, is that they have the ability to access any of the symbols in another's consciousness. So, and they also filter and organize the information and visualization process frequencies that they are capable of receiving. So they can tell us that this was a difficult task even when they have started, and it took, it took so much of the energy that they have to open their energy centers throughout on their evolutionary path. So it was not so easy also for them in the beginning. Later, and with strict discipline, they started to work, and they started to seeing what they did at first was to cause, like, they identified the problems by confusing the visualization pattern as the emotional nature of the existence, because it has not yet fully developed. And they also understood that it was lack of the emotional development that caused, to progress. And and it was like their elders started to work on this, and then they started to find ways to perfect that. So it's all like they began to study this universal coding. Again, the reason is for the higher purpose, for peace and for harmony. And whenever there is a higher purpose, this code vibrates on a higher frequency and is one which resets within the capacity of each created being. So this is how they started to study other systems. They started to study other planets. And one of the most advanced at that time that they have been speaking is about Alpha Centauri. And they are always proud of learning. And they said that learning proved to be very helpful because there was continuous information exchange continuously. And now that they have access to the universal coding that they can access from a higher frequency of a great central sun, the beings from Alpha Centauri understood this, and they have, as a civilization, they have long, that has long been consumed by the great central sun. So it was in this process of being consumed that they merged with many ascended masters of the ethers to develop a plan for continuation of life far removed from and above the incarnations of inhabitants of earth. Look, my dear friends, there is lot of work also on the other worlds. We think that we are doing, but it is them that they have been working with us for a great purpose. And that Arcturians has discovered that the frequency at which a being vibrates is directly related to the command it has over its thoughts, actions, words, and emotions. And they mention that one has to increase, to put it rightly, when one increases one's frequency to that of the speed of light, then the mastery of the process begins. I repeat, when one increases one's frequency to that of the speed of light, then the mastery of the process begins. And this is how we will be receiving the information more from with the state of the universal consciousness. And another simple thing that they have mentioned, the more you try to simplify, the more it is complicated. The process is complicated. So when one discovers that, even we think Patri sir has kept all the teachings very simple. Observing the breath is also very simple. But the process, how much we have to keep learning, how much we have to keep doing, how much we have to keep discipline. So this is all the process. And that is where we keep on learning. So when one discovers that he has the command of thought within frequency levels, then there are steps that they can follow to ensure that these vibrations will be maintained. So that whenever they think, again, my dear friends, they mention here about the white light. So whenever we think, okay, let us now see that a light is filling your body, we always think white color. Why do we think of this? Is that, so they mentioned that this frequency protects and nourishes them. And then only they will be able to call upon their higher selves for the direction to lead, that they need to advance as a group. So again, they are no longer mentioning as single entity. They are speaking as a group. And when their shields are up, then which means they are with the masters of what they wish to receive and to transmit. And here, the beautiful part that they have mentioned, because we were mentioning about the listening process and everything. And again, once again, they said here, a part of the process of mastery in this form of life is learning to clear the mind. Again, I repeat, because this was also the same message from yesterday. A part of the process of mastery in this form of life is learning to clear the mind. A soul who cannot achieve this, even on planet Earth, is not a master. A clear mind is essential for Arcturians, especially for telepathic communication. We do need to learn how to receive as well as to project. And listening is another form of clearing the mind and allowing it to receive the information. So even in order to receive the information from other sources, we have to clear. And they believe that a part of the reason is because we, like the humans, still have the ownership of the egos. And in that state of being, we are always in the competitive mode. And whenever we are in the competitive mode, we are producing behavior that is related to aggressive patterns rather than passive. And sending the messages is the aggressive mode, and receiving messages is the passive mode. So we should be in a passive mode. So if a soul has not learned to receive, then it only stands to reason that there will be greater difficulty in understanding and learning this form of communication. So this is how we have to bath ourselves in the liquid light, my dear friends. And that is how we cleanse, we purify, and peace develops within. So let us all collectively raise our frequencies. So this is the first part of the topic of the language, because since yesterday we have been speaking about the language. So next part is more interesting. We will be speaking about the electrical impulses, how they transmit the messages electrically. So we will be seeing that in tomorrow's session. Thanks a lot, my dear friends. If anyone would like to share anything or add you can please unmute yourself and go ahead. If not, then let us all connect back for tomorrow's session. So until then, have a lovely time. And let us all connect for tomorrow's session. Thank you, friends. Thank you all. Bye bye. Bye, everyone.